Aloha everybody and welcome to Clayton's Kitchen, coming to you live from Hilo, Hawaii. Today we're going to have Miki on our menu. Miki is a Filipino dish, but we use a little bit of Japanese influence by using udon noodles and dried shiitake mushrooms. Miki is a staple on the big island of Hawaii. You don't really see this on any of the other islands. The ingredients are udon, chicken, pork, shrimp, and some spices. So the first thing you want to do is get yourself a package of udon noodles. Any brand is fine. You don't have to get the hula. And then what you want to do is debone everything. Get your pork bone, your chicken bone, your shrimp shells, and you take that all and put it into a pot and simmer it for a little bit. Then you throw about 4-5 cups of water over it and let that boil on a medium-low heat for a good half an hour to an hour. Probably an hour is better. Then what you want to do is you'll take your pork and cut it up into strips. We're going to later take the broth, by the way, and put it back into our dish. But you take the pork, you cut it up into little strips, and you want to brown that with garlic and patis, which is really nothing more than anchovies. So you can use anchovy paste as a substitute if you can't find patis in Califrisco or wherever in the mainland you're at, or any place far in the countryside like Mountain View or something. Okay, so you take your pork, you slice it up, simmer it with garlic and patis, and this is a picture of patis right here coming up. And I put about a quarter cup of the patis in there, or if you use anchovy paste, I'd use about a teaspoon. You brown your pork, and then when you're done browning, you set it aside, put it in a bowl. And then next you take your chicken, you debone it and you slice it up, and you also brown that with a little bit of garlic. And you don't have to put in more patis, but you can if you like. After you're done with that, you want to naturally take the chicken strips and put that aside with your pork. And then finally you want to do your shrimp. You want to devein your shrimp and cut it up into little bite-sized pieces. And you want to brown that slightly. You don't want to overcook it. And again, when you're done browning your shrimp, you can put that aside. Miki is an interesting thing. It's a very delicious dish, but I haven't seen it anywhere but in Hilo. Haven't seen it in Maui or Honolulu or any of the other islands, and even in Los Angeles where I lived for a long time. I had a lot of Filipino friends up there, a lot of local friends, and none of them really knew about Miki. Okay, so when you're done with your browning all of your ingredients, you want to take your udon. You want to boil it, for whatever it says in the package. I think you boil it for about 5 or 7 minutes, 10 minutes even. But the secret to udon in this situation is that you don't want it al dente, like with spaghetti. You want it cooked all the way through. If you don't cook it all the way through, your broth will get soaked up by the noodles and it'll become very mushy. So make sure you boil it, cook it very well. When you're done boiling it, drain it. And with all pastas, you wanna when you drain it and clear it out, you want to put hot water on it. If you're going to eat it hot, you put cold water if it's going to be in a salad. So if you're going to eat it hot, hot water. If you're going to eat it cold, cold water. Okay, so you're done. What I do with the udon noodles also, before I boil it, I break it up, probably into thirds, so that they're nice and bite-sized instead of being like spaghetti where you need a spoon and a fork and God knows whatever else. Next thing you have to do is to take your shiitake mushrooms. I take about 8 pieces and I soak them in very hot water. It could be boiling even, but I let it soak in this hot water for about an hour. When it's done soaking, you take it out, but you keep the broth. That also goes into our soup base. Then you slice your shiitake mushrooms into little bite-sized pieces, and then you take that and set that aside. Now when all of this is done, what you want to do is Take your udon noodles, put it back into a clean pot, um, and take all of your ingredients and put it in. Put your udon noodles in the pot, put your broth, put your chicken, shrimp and pork, and let that come to a boil with the cover on. You want to take chives. I chop up about a 3/4 of a cup of chives and throw it into the dish. And man, is this stuff delicious. This is probably the best thing in the world. It's better than a Big Mac or anything else. Anyway, thank you guys for visiting with me. This is the first edition of Clayton's Kitchen. And a little shout out to all the people who made this happen. I want to thank the little people from my Academy Award. My sister Danette, who told me to do this. And my friend Sherry Lealoha Waipa in the mainland. And to Sue. You know who I'm talking about. Mahalo, aloha, and fight on everybody. Go Trojans.